Hello friend, thanks for joining me for another video blog. Happy Friday. I hope you are thriving despite of these crazy times, that you are still thriving with high energy, mentally focused, emotionally connected, and spiritually aligned. And it seems like that it takes extra work to feel that way these days. And that's why I'm here. I want to have a conversation with you and share some insights that came from a lot of my thinking, a lot of my own reflection, my own growth and healing process right now, and also a conversation that I had with one of my clients this morning. I work with a lot of busy, driven, high achievers who have no problem with motivation, with drive, with discipline, and a lot of us high achievers are finding times challenging right now. And I want to talk about that because I don't know about you, but a lot of us were given time and space right now. Maybe some of you were given time and space last year when the pandemic hit, and maybe you were forced to work from home immediately. Maybe you lost your job, or you lost part of your job, so you were giving a lot of time and space. That happened to me in the last couple months, since like end of January with the holidays and end of December with the holidays, January. And this is exactly the conversation I was having with one of my clients today. She's a very successful realtor and works a lot, had her best year in her profession last year, believe it or not, just because she constantly focused on showing up every day and doing her best. And right now she is finding challenging that all of a sudden she's not driving all day with her own clients. She's not that busy. And that's same happening with me. I am busy enough to take care of my needs, and not as busy as I was before in my work and my whole business transitioning as I'm letting go of this studio. So there's a lot of shifting right now, and life has gifted me with some extra free time and space. And it's interesting that we high achievers tend to do it that time. We want the time, we want more time to play, to restore balance, to take care of ourselves. And when we are actually in that space with a lot of time, we face fear, we face discomfort, because we associate time with lack of productivity. If we have too much free time, we associate with lack of productivity, lack of performance. Therefore, I'm not working hard enough, which might affect my bottom line, and then we panic, right? So I'm having this conversation here with you because I want you to, if you are facing that, I want to share some insights with you. I made some notes here to make sure I remember everything that I discussed with my client today. And I know because I had this conversation with my client, and I've been having this conversation with other leaders, other high achievers, I know this might resonate with you as well. So the conversation I was having this morning with her is that a lot of us right now are feeling weird. We say life, not that we're feeling weird, but we say things like life is feeling off, life is feeling weird right now. And duh, of course it is. A lot of us, most of us, I would say, have never faced this kind of challenge that we face right now. We've never been forced to stay home. Most like you are not in war. We're not forced to stay home. We're not wearing masks. We didn't have these restrictions that we cannot even go to a bar or to a restaurant with our friends. So, of course, life feels weird. And it feels like we are driving in deep fog right now. And that was my conversation with my client. We all driving in deep fog. What do I mean by that? It means that a lot of us high achievers love to sit down with a piece of paper and do long-term planning. We love to set goals, long-term goals, short-term goals, and outcomes. And then we get into daily action. That's our gift, right? We have the discipline. We're very goal-oriented. We're not lazy. We are very action solution-oriented. And we thrive in stress, and we're just dealing with a different type of stress right now. We're dealing This fog that I am talking about here is this deep level of uncertainty and unknown. So all of a sudden, a lot of our strategies that we used to practice, like planning, setting big goals, what I'm getting from life a lot these days is that we need to put those strategies at rest for right now. I'm not telling you don't plan, don't set goals, don't strategize. I'm just saying that it might be a good idea to pause on those strategies. They don't work right now. And it can, if we do that, if we become very driven by goals and outcomes right now, we might be putting our energy in an area that doesn't serve us. So we're talking about how, let me give you examples of driving in the fog. So we set goals and outcomes and we focus on them, and then long-term planning, and we get busy. We're just like, oh, I don't have time for fear. I just got to stay in motion, right? Or we used to believe hustle, work hard, focus on your goals, and that's how you become successful. I am finding that the strategies are collapsing, at least for right now. And they're asking for, the strategies are really calling for a different model. A model that brings us back more, first of all, to our hearts. Also a model that's calling us to focus more in the present moment, in the presence. Kind of know the direction where we want to go. I know my direction. You might know yours. And knowing the direction right now might be enough. Don't get so caught up in the specific goals. Know the direction you're going, and then focus on your presence every single day, meaning, what can I do today that will help me to feel fulfilled at the end of the day? I'm really feeling that the more we do that, funny enough, the better results we get, and mostly important, we feel good. What we all want at the end of the day is to feel at peace, is to feel good, is to feel alive, and is to be in a place that we're not caught up with all the fear, all the drama that's going on right now. Because if you get caught in the drama that's going on, meaning you're watching the news, you are believing in the fear that you should wear 3 masks in order not to get sick. If you're caught up in all this, it might be hard for you to thrive in these times, because again, we drive in the deep fog, meaning we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know when things are going to change. And that can give us a deep sense of lack of control, which leads to anxiety. So when you start bringing your presence literally to the present moment, focus on your actions today, focus on the present, your life becomes much richer. And that also will help you to navigate the challenge of having maybe too much free time right now. And having too much free time might bring some fear of not doing enough, fear of not making enough money. And if that fear appears to you, what I suggest is that you ask yourself a simple question. When you go into that place of fear, ask yourself, am I okay right now? Meaning, is there enough money in the bank right now? Yes. Can I pay my bills? Yes. Can I eat healthy foods and take care of myself? Yes. Can I take care, help others? Yes. So all of a sudden, when you bring yourself back to the present, even though there's this deep fog, this cloud, over us, by doing that, it's like you are seeing the next 10 feet ahead of you. Think of the times that you have driven deep fog. Here in Colorado, I had driven during a couple storms in the mountains that were scary. That the fog was so deep, and I'm not a type of person who just pulls over and wait for the fog to lift. I trust in my car, I trust in my skills, I trust in my attention, and I trust in the divine protection as well. And that's an extra bonus, right? So with that, I find certainty in that moment. And because I can see 10 feet away from me, I know I can keep driving. Because every time I advance 10 feet, then I get to see another 10 feet, I get to see another 10 feet, and then I get to my destination, relieved that I arrived safely. It's kind of the same thing right now. You don't need to be able to see what is ahead of you a month or 6 months, because actually if you try to do that right now, you might get anxious, you might get overwhelmed, you might go into fear. So right now, think like driving in a deep fog where all you need to see is what's 10 feet away from you. Like today, how do I want to show up today? How can I serve today? What can I do today that's going to bring me joy, that's going to bring me fulfillment? Focus on those things now. I feel like there's a big cosmic conspiracy right now that is here to teach us how to be more present, how to live more in the present, taking care of ourselves. A lot of high achievers are contacting me right now because they feel like they're in fear, they're anxious, they know they're not taking good care of themselves, and they know they're in a state of survival. In a state of survival, it's much harder to navigate the deep fog because in survival, you are also in fear, you are also in scarcity. Driving in the deep fog with fear and scarcity would be like driving without trusting your car and without trusting yourself. And that can be terrifying, and actually that can lead to an accident, right? So it's the same thing here. If you keep operating in survival, you will be more prone to accidents, meaning more anxiety, more stress, more overwhelm. Whatever you're feeling is going to keep creating the same state. So when you start taking care of your energy, managing your energy well, your mental, your emotional, your spiritual, your physical energy, you will find that energy generates energy. I had an amazing conversation with somebody who just became my client, and I became very energized, even though it's 2 o'clock on a Friday, and I had an intense week. Times just have been intense. I'm closing my office, I'm dealing with some sadness, some grief around letting go of this business after 5 years. Although I'm not letting go of the business because I am the business, but I'm letting go this holistic practice here. I have other practitioners work here too, just not enough to keep the business sustainable. Unfortunately, a couple people left, and I just got tired of carrying the whole practice by myself. So it's time to move on, and that's bringing some sadness, some transition, and I'm grateful that I have extra free time now that I can just allow myself to feel. So the message that I'm sharing here with you, it's about you considering to let go some of your own ways, the way you do things, because that saying, what got you here won't get you there. It's kind of where we are right now. Maybe all this thread that got you here won't get you there. I know for sure, for me, I've been in the process of letting go a lot of concepts, personalities, beliefs that won't get me to the next stage where I want to be. So it's really time to do the hard work, not to work hard in your job. Time to do the hard work, which is using this time to reflect, to evaluate in your life in areas that might not be satisfying in your life, and ask yourself the tough questions, which is what concepts, what beliefs I need to let go. And the letting go process can bring fear itself. That's why I encourage you to work with a coach, somebody like myself, or a skill coach that knows how to help people through transition, because there's a lot of fear can show up through transition. And also we create a lot of resistance by wanting to hold the old. So what do I mean by doing the hard work? Let me give you some tips here. And I made notes to make sure I don't forget. It's rare that I do this, but it has been a full week, so please forgive me. But doing the hard work, first of all, means embrace this time, extra time, the extra space that you might have right now. Meaning, don't seek for business, don't seek for activities just so you stay busy to fulfill the need of your own ego. Don't seek getting busy just to make yourself feel comfortable. Embrace the time, embrace the space to reflect, to journal, to do a life assessment. That's what this time has been gifted, this time has been given to us for. Use it for personal growth and spiritual development. Second thing is be present. Being present is the best antidote to fear and anxiety, because in the present moment you can again ask those questions. If you are afraid of the future, you can ask right now, am I okay? Am I okay right now? And you're gonna find most of the time, yes, I am. So that's all it matters, right? Because all we have is really the present moment. And the last one here that I advise you is embrace the unknown. And I know that's a big one. We love familiarity. We love certainty. And we need to give our bodies and our brain a sense of certainty. Your certainty is about your character, knowing who you are, knowing your virtues, knowing your skills, knowing your talents, and reminding yourself that in the past, when you went through transitions or hard, difficult times, you figured it out. Didn't you? Same thing is going to happen now. So trust yourself, trust the strength of your heart, trust the intelligence of your body, trust your intellectual mind. Just make sure you question your intellectual mind sometimes, because the mind can trick us. That's why you never want to make your mind your master. You want to make your heart the master, because the heart always knows the truth, because your mind can trick you. So a lot of the work that I do now, as my work has evolved, I help my clients to work the heart and mind together. The beginning of my year's coaching, I help my clients to a certain level because I was operating from the intellectual mind a lot. Now the heart piece has come, and I feel my work has evolved a lot. I have evolved as a professional, my clients keep evolving, so it keeps all fun. It keeps the wheel rolling and growing and evolving and transcending, because that's what we're looking for. So that's what I want to share with you today. So if you're feeling that life is weird right now, that things are off, that you don't even know how to describe life right now, welcome. You're not alone. We're all in this together. It just feels like we're all driving in the fog right now. Trust your heart, trust your skills, stay present, stay healthy, and thrive instead of surviving. And if I can help you to go from surviving to thriving, and that's what I do with my clients, just set up a call with me and let's see if I can help you to move to thriving and flourishing, which is an even better way, because that's when you get to help other people to thrive as well. And at the end of the day, that's what we all want, to feel good and help others, lift them up, because that's what makes us feel alive and make us really connect with a higher mission in this short life here in this planet. So thank you. I hope you have a great weekend, and let's see what comes next week. Take care of yourself.